baby.
Hey guys, Sinclair here. Today I want to reminisce about my days in high school. Graduating 2008. Was supposed to be '07. Didn't do my work. Do your work so you can graduate on time. I had to graduate about a semester late. I want to talk about reality comics. Now, some of y'all think of reality comics sounds like reality TV. That's horrible. But Stan Lee wasn't the first artist to do this. Kids have been doing it for a while. He's the first professional to do it. Anyway, my friend, let's see, I won't use his real name. We'll just say Carter. That's what I call him anyway. Just get mad about that. Alright, so Carter was in the class of '06. I was still in '07 at the time. And he would draw comics like I did. So I was like, oh, cool, another black artist. It's pretty cool. And he would draw Rugrat characters, all grown-up characters. So pretty much anything, like any anime characters or cartoons, he would draw all in this one comic, and then he would draw people he knew. So he drew me in it. He drew his girlfriend, and pretty much a whole clique or whatever. Even maybe one of our teachers too. So I'm sitting there reading the comic. You know, it was based off real life stories, where my brother almost got beat up, and then me and my 3 cousins had to come help him. So one day I'm sitting there, I'm reading this comic. I'm like, oh yeah. I'm reading it all day. There's a waiting list because it was about this thick. He had been working on it for a long time. So I finally started getting about halfway through it. So I finished my math exam. I'm going to go ahead and finish reading this comic. So I'm reading the comic or whatever. And I get to like page 100. And it's a picture of Kimmy from All Grown Up, nude. So I'm sitting there like, oh. I might see that. So I'm like, what the? Flip the page over. Oh. So I skipped that page. This Negro had drawn sex scenes of Kimmy and somebody from, I can't really remember the anime. And I'm sitting there thinking, how this Negro gonna sit there, let me read this book, carry this book all around, all day, and I'm gonna let other people read it now. And he drew cartoon porn in it. I was like, get a nigga expelled for this. So I watched this one. Carter, hey man, why are you worrying about your comic book? He's like, hey, it's a good comic. Yeah, it's a good comic. What's wrong? What's wrong, Sinclair? I'm like, nigga, you got cartoon porn in this, bitch. Why are you drawing cartoon nudity? Now, at that point, I never did that. I always drew like close, already pre-built into my characters, so, which you're not supposed to do. And he's like, oh, what about it? I'm like, I can get expelled for this. Take your book back. I'm done reading. So, I know it's this one Chinese girl in my class. She saw it. I'm gonna call it Stubblefield. You know who you are. She knew him too. She's like, oh yeah, I saw that comic. He draws stuff like that all the time. I was like, I could have got expelled for this. But that wasn't the worst part of it. He was drawing a comic. He wanted me to work on it. I'm like, yeah, sure, we'll do it. He wanted to do the same thing. Hey man, I think we should have one scene with this character banging this character. I was like, Negro, we can't draw this in school. I'm not bringing this to school. I mean, I only got like 2 days left because I used to get suspended all the time, which you guys will find out all about. Stuff I used to do. Not trying to give you ideas, just trying to reminisce. But he was part of that clique, that small section in the art community. Cartoon nudity. Well, not nudity, cartoon nakedness. And I say that because there's a difference between being naked and nude. Naked is when you draw all the parts. Nudity is just like the body, and you don't see the parts yet, you know, because it's the step before you put the clothes on. You draw the clothes on the characters. But one dude behind me saw what I was looking at, so he was like, John was trying to draw cartoon porn, y'all. He cartoon porn. And you know, being an artist, people are like, Sinclair, you draw cartoon porn, man? I'm like, no. I was reading a book for a colleague, and I didn't know that was in there. I'm like, Leonardo da Vinci did it, so I played that. I had to play that card the rest of the year about stuff I used to draw. I'm trying to be one of the masters of this generation. But for some of y'all out there, drawing cartoon, nudity and porn, if you're gonna let people read that stuff, don't hand it to them at school. Don't do it. Don't do it. Because you can get somebody expelled. Cut it off. I'm in the show.